Welcome to the first ever episode of our new film review lane. You know what I'm saying? We've been wanting to do this for a minute, man. This is the After Hours review. We're going to have many more. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my guys. You know what I'm saying? Jaden, Keyshawn, how y'all feeling?
Doing good.
Feeling good. So yeah, hey, look, first episode, and why not do it on the Joker? We just came back from the theater like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So we fresh out of that, boy. You know what I'm saying? This is really going to be like open discussion, but we're going to try to go in categories, as we go along, So we just going to get right into it. Joker 2. I don't know how to say the full title. I'm going to just leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm not going to attempt it.
Pre-thoughts before going into the movie. What did y'all think? What did y'all feel?
For me, I thought, because we had known that the reviews were low going in. I think the ratings on Rotten Tomatoes was like 35%.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking the reason was because it was a musical. We knew going in was a musical. I thought the musical aspect wasn't going to work at all. Or not at all, but it wasn't going to be the best, and that was going to take you out of it, kind of.
Okay. I'm going to save all my stuff for the end.
Yeah, I kind of had some of them same thoughts. Like, I know we had been, like, reading the reviews and stuff, and
yeah,
they haven't been good. But, yeah, I didn't think that it wasn't going to work. They actually did it in the opposite way that I thought they would. I thought it would be more musical than it was, but.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, spoiler alert too for this.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah. If y'all clicked on a Joker review and y'all didn't think y'all was gonna get spoilers, it's crazy.
Folks.
I would say, my initial thoughts was, I am not a big fan of musicals in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember when they announced that it's a musical, I told them this was last year. I was like, I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna work at all. So I was very interested to see what was going on. I do think before getting into start like watching the movie that it failed because of the musical aspect. But
it failed.
Did the film?
Is that what you said?
He came.
I'm saying before. Before I got there. I'm
okay.
saying it was 35% Rotten Tomatoes. That's a failure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah. So I did think it was a failure because of the musical aspect before I watched it. So that's what I was looking for. And then we can really get into specific categories. Let's just talk about the cast. You know what I'm saying?
Joaquin Phoenix.
I
think he
Gaga.
did a good job again.
You think he did a good job again?
I think he did because again, I think for the plot of what this is, I think he acted well. That's exactly what I'm gonna say. He's a great actor. It's still performing as Arthur.
Yep.
And as Joker in this film. We'll get into that plot point later.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he does a good job acting for this. I would also say Gaga was a fun addition to the cast.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We just talking about actors?
Just the
actors.
cast. It don't even got to be about just the actors.
Those
do you
like
think
really,
they were the right pick for them?
I think everybody did really good embracing their role. It's just I be getting scared for like a Joaquin Phoenix because like he gets into the role. This man was skinny.
Yeah.
Bones. I don't know if that was like makeup or that was him.
I feel like it would be a mix.
To me, I'm gonna be I think that was him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's a method
he's
actor.
that type of actor.
Yeah.
I don't know like his style of like.
No,
he
goes all the way for real.
In that case, yeah.
I think Joaquin did a good job. I think Lady Gaga was the standout role out of this entire film, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And we're going to get into the nitty gritty, but Gaga, to me, and I'm going to wait for that part, but Gaga, I think she did a great job. She was definitely my favorite person to watch in that movie because of how different she kind of was.
From normal traditional Harley Quinn.
And I think she was a standout role. I think she killed every song she sung.
Oh, yeah, she did.
I think she did an amazing job. I think she looks great.
Mm-hmm. And she only wore the Harley Quinn makeup in like 2-3 scenes, but it was like
But you didn't need it.
You didn't need it. It was
you didn't need it.
You know that she's Harley Quinn.
I think she was the standout performer, and I feel like for Lady Gaga to be have a better performance than Joaquin Phoenix? That's a problem.
Okay,
that's a problem.
I don't know if we want to get into that, but why you think?
I think that.
Well, that's what she definitely did good, but
why do I think
he did like worse than the?
I don't think it's his
original?
acting. I think it's the story.
I think it's direction. For me, I don't think he did bad, but what I wrote down, and we can probably. I was gonna wait till the plot, but we can get into it now. It's cool. We needed more Joker, bro.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
See,
well, okay,
to me, that was the problem.
I don't want to get in too far into the conversation, but I don't think he wanted to take him full Joker.
See, but that's why I think it went wrong at.
That was
because we already at that point. You get what I'm saying? Because if y'all wasn't even planning on doing Joker 3, when are we going to get that full Joker aspect? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this movie ends in a point where you can't do Joker 3.
And it didn't even end in the point. He didn't even want to be Joker.
There's no Joker 3 happening.
That's my whole point. And I just really felt like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like Gaga was more Harley Quinn than Joaquin was Joker. Joaquin's best scene is when he represented himself for the first time.
Yeah.
And he was doing, when he was talking to Mr. Puddles.
And he's in the southern accent.
That was the best scene because it's like, all right, bro, why not have a full movie of this?
Yeah.
We already had a full movie of Arthur. You get what I'm saying? We already understand where Arthur coming from.
See, but that,
he could have been running something like this is who we, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I thought we was getting with this movie.
Yeah,
but I think Todd Phillips wanted to do an Arthur story.
But you already did an Arthur story. And then you didn't even do an Arthur story for real.
And also, the character of Joker is a character who's usually, we don't know his backstory. So now we know his backstory from the first movie. Now we want to see this dude be Joker. Like
that's
the
what
Joker
I'm saying,
that
yes.
we've known, we want to see that insane clown prince of crime.
Yes.
And we just see Arthur for way too much.
And the problem is also with the plot. This film being a trial, the entire
it's a
film,
court drama.
It's like okay, I get it, but like, why are we not seeing him run Gotham? Why are we not seeing him? We seen him in the cell the entire movie.
Okay, should we go into the plot then? For
this what we talk about the plot.
But I mean, like, should we give an overarching?
Well, okay, we can wait till the later in the film because I do want to talk about the music standpoint. Now, with the music, I feel like I said, I don't like musicals like that. I really don't. But I did say in the trailer that they can do it correctly. Mm-hmm. I don't like musicals when it comes to films where every 2 seconds there's a song because it's taken away from the story. Even if the story is in the song, a lot of people's not going to grasp that. Do a song, story, song. That's what I feel like. I feel like they did the musical aspect correctly.
Yeah.
But I also feel like they played songs at certain times where they shouldn't have.
For example.
Interrogation scene. I literally wrote that down.
You mean when he's singing during that?
When he started singing during that interrogation scene where he was in that cell and camera was rolling and dude was trying to...
The interview,
The interview, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a very pivotal lock-in moment. You took us out of that by him dancing and singing.
I thought it was him like just... Because, again, I think it's shown in the movie that every time he's having a musical moment, it's in his head. So he's doing this because he's like performing because he wants to see Harley. And we kind of talked about this before we went on. We tried not to talk about this before.
Yeah.
But that's what I was going to say was every time that he was singing, I was always confused of if it's in his head or if it's the movie itself. Because at the beginning, the first time Arthur sings, he's singing. It's this whole thing. He's going around the Arkham ward or whatever. Right. Singing. Oh, my bad.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And then it cuts back to him just still standing there when they first ask him the question. Right. So I'm like, okay, every time, that's the rule in my head is now you're telling me, Todd Phillips, you're telling me the audience, every time he's singing, it's in his head.
See, that's for a general audience member, I could see how that could be confusing, but I kind of understood.
I understood too.
when it wasn't in his head.
I understood it too.
So is he singing in real life then, are we saying?
Some of it is.
Some of
Okay.
it was, but
Yeah.
like
The theatrical random piano popping up, that's all in his head.
Okay.
That's all in his
Well,
head.
yeah, that part, yes.
There was
but-
certain moments where he wasn't.
But I'm like, for the interview scene, that's one where I'm like,
That was
don't-
real.
But that's what I'm saying.
That
He
one was
was
real.
Was it real?
singing. He was
Yeah.
singing, but like there was still stuff happening in his head. Like he heard all of the orchestra
Yeah.
and all of the theatrics and dramatics and stuff in his head. But that's what I'm saying. It was certain scenes where he was still singing, like the audience saw, and then like when they was in the little, when they was watching the TV and he started singing.
Yeah.
I think they was singing because they was all reacting to it too. So
I also feel like with the whole musical standpoint, like I said, I think they did it correctly by still letting the story run. But the problem is that he was just placing it in bad moments, like the interrogation scene or scenes where he was in the courtroom. I feel like there should be no song played in the courtroom, bro. We was locked in. We was locked in.
Wait, are you talking about when it was
any scene in the courtroom? I don't feel like he
you
should have been
mean
singing.
when he was because there is the scene that I like a lot where it was they were the whole movie is discussing if it's the defense of Arthur Fleck is that he has split personality, and there's the moment where they're talking in the trial and it's his lawyer helping him out, and all of a sudden it cuts to like this back is like the backlighting. And Joker starts to sing, and it's like him coming back
Yeah, but
to
do
life.
you see how that's taken away from
No,
what's
because that
going
one-
on in the
that's-
film?
Because that's him in the moment being like, you know what, I am gonna go into more of this. You're seeing into his mind. to see.
I totally.
I get what you're
I
saying. Of like, it
understand
does
that.
take away, but I think it just gives you more depth into his mind instead of him just flashing to, hey, I'm firing her. Get out.
I get that, but I feel like in certain parts of movies, sometimes you just gotta let that joint run. Them interrogation scenes, I feel like, not interrogation scenes, them
Court.
scenes in the courtroom, I feel like were very pivotal scenes. You get what I'm saying? Like very pivotal. I feel like we should have felt like the jury. You get what I'm saying? But we're watching him do. It's like we went from serious to us losing it, and then when we get back there, now we got to try to get back serious before the next
But
scene hits.
that's what I said. We're supposed to be seeing this through Arthur's lens. Like when he was in the courtroom, he's kind of zoning out, and that's why they took us out to this whole music.
Yeah, I
We're
understand
not
why he
focusing
did.
on that.
I understand
Yeah, like-
why they did it. I just don't like that because it's like, bro, I want to see more with this. And this is another thing. This kind of goes back to like the plot of the stuff. You brought in Harvey Dent and didn't have not one scene with him and the Joker talking. What the fuck?
Because Harvey Dent was not. I'm not gonna lie. Harvey Dent was not an important thing for that. For real.
But
it was just to be like, this is just the world of Gotham. Because Dent is a lawyer. That's
yeah,
it.
we understand
It's
that,
just-
but
it's
knowing that this are two Batman villains and you don't see them
I get that.
communicate is like,
because they don't really even. I don't think they're like the type. I don't know their whole relationship in comics or any other media, but I don't think they're the type to really communicate. Because Harvey's more like a mob boss who communicates with Penguin. if
yeah,
anyone.
we understand that. I'm just saying in the film,
But, yes,
for the
I get it.
film's sake, you don't have them communicate.
Because at that point, they're not at a point where they need to communicate.
But why not?
This is just something. Because it's like how, like, you know, in Gotham, like the show where it's just like, oh, this character just shows up. And it's just like a hint
but-
it's just a cameo for the audience.
I don't like. You can't make Dent a cameo like that if he's not even like.
That's all it is. It's just to be like, oh, this
But
is in the
Dent
world
didn't
of Gotham.
play. But Dent didn't play a cameo role in the film. He was the actual
He's the defense attorney.
Yeah,
But that's
like-
what he does in Gotham. He's the main defense attorney of
And you
Gotham.
don't have. I'm saying, but we don't. As soon as I saw Dent on that TV, I'm like, oh, we got to get a scene with him and Joker. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to see them speak. We have to see
Well,
them.
you don't get them talking to each other, but you hear Dent talking about Joker a lot. Like, oh, this
Right.
is all fake. This
That's-
man not insane. What
But imagine that scene though
of him like yeah
of
if he-
him
that-
and Joker talking to each
I will
other.
say you should have had a scene where Joker himself like puts himself on the witness stand, and then you have Dent badgering, and then you could have like another moment like with on the Murray show where he bang.
I mean, he don't gotta
explodes.
kill
You don't
Dent.
gotta explode, but if you had another moment where he did just like explode.
It's just there's things in this where I just feel like the film was too focused on music instead of the story of what's going on.
But
that's how I feel.
Not necessarily, because I honestly thought it was going to be more music than it was. Like, I thought it was going to be like the music every 2 seconds thing.
But that's not what I mean when I say that. What I mean is, you focused on the Ty Phillips. This is how I'm a consumer, so this is how I'm going off of it. You focused on the music aspect of the film more than you did the story. The story was trash. Throw it out there. The story was hot ass. You have us sitting here I'm dead ass. You have us sitting here, right? Right? Mm-hmm. The entire 2 hours and 18 minutes of the movie. This is a trial. You know who did that? Marvel with She-Hulk. You feel me? It's a whole, we going through the trials, and I don't care. We don't care. I thought we would have got that explosion scene earlier in the movie, and we would have saw Harley and Joker wreak havoc in Gotham. That's what I would have thought we would have got.
I'm not gonna lie. The second I saw it was a trial, I knew from there. I was like,
coming at the end. People wanted a Joker action movie. I never thought we were gonna get that.
It's not that we wanted a Joker. It's not that we wanted a Joker. And I'm only saying we because I was part of that crew. It's not that we wanted a Joker action movie. It's the fact that Joker now is the prince of Gotham right now.
Yeah, regardless, you could have still done a court case. It's just you should have had him act more like Joker, I think.
I don't even think but we don't want that. Like what I mean by that. Okay, let me not say we because I'm not gonna speak for anybody. For me, I'm gonna say this. For me, first movie with Joker, it was about Arthur Fleck and how you became Joker. Mm-hmm. The world in Gotham loves Joker. You could have made Joker 2 be about how big Joker has gotten. He's, you know what I'm saying, wreaking havoc in Gotham. Not that we need to see him blowing up everything and running around. Ooh, it can still be a grounded Joker story. But keeping him contained in prison just limits all of your things. Harley does not do anything in the movie because of that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? She didn't do anything but be a fan. The entire of the movie because you got him locked up. He can't go outside and do all of this shit. The best scenes with him and Harley is when they are outside and they're finna escape. When they escape that first time, you see how you don't put limits on that? Like, you can see these two going crazy.
Which is what I thought we was going to get more.
We didn't even get the scene of them kicking the, you know, in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
When they was going down the steps. We didn't even get that.
We didn't see that. No, we didn't.
What's up?
I wonder if they must have cut that.
Yeah. They took it out.
That must have been another dream sequence.
You feel me? So that's just my whole thing. Well, I don't want to go to that part yet, but I will say, since we talk about the plot, I do feel like they had a missed opportunity with a song that I told them already.
Yeah.
Pure Imagination would have been so perfect for that movie.
Yeah.
You talk about everything being imagined, bro. I'm perfect. Perfect.
But
perfect.
Like,
it's also in like the tune of like the
it would have fit, but I feel
it would
have
fit so perfect.
It was on the head though. I don't know.
I mean, but it was. I don't think they were hiding if this was in his head or not.
Weren't.
You know, so it's like.
But because who would have been because he wasn't really trying to pull her into the imagination.
I could see Harley singing it.
She's trying to
come with me, and you'll see a world of pure imagination.
But he was I don't know.
He kind of,
I'm sure that it came up. I just feel like it was too on the head. It's like, okay.
I do feel like the overview, which we can go into, where we can kind of put out all of our initial thoughts, what y'all gotta say. This is probably the remainder for the episode. I'm going to give you the floor because you say you had a lot to kind of talk about. So I want to hear your standpoints on it. Go ahead.
Overview I was of the just film. Saying, I kind of think I know why the reviews got so bad. Not that, because I don't think it's a bad movie. I feel like everybody hated that they killed Joker.
Yes.
And that's why.
Biggest.
I was gonna kind of wait for that one, but I did want to talk about that too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why it's like you need this overview right now.
I would say. Well, I'm gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead. I'll wait.
No, I agree with Keyshawn. It's the same. It's the ending. Like the whole movie itself isn't bad. It's just that ending is just like, what the f?
It feels lazy. I feel like
it comes out of nowhere.
That's what it feels real lazy. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you. It felt like Todd Phillips was just like, you know what? I don't want to do a Joker 3.
I feel
I'm
like
going to make it so that you can't do a Joker 3 no matter what.
I feel like, Todd, you got comfortable. And I feel like you got comfortable making $1 billion movie. And you thought that this was going to be a easy breezy whatever. And it wasn't. I guarantee you he was not ready for that film to flop the way it is now. And my whole point with that is...
No, and a reason... No, I actually thought he was being slick, though. I don't think he wanted to do a 2, and him killing Joker is making sure that they can't do a 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's even if that is true...
I honestly...
that can go both ways. I can see that both ways as well. I will say this. My overview of the film, is it a bad movie? Yes. Is it a good watch? Yes. That's how I feel.
I can't
generally,
say it's a bad movie.
That's a bad. I'm going to go into it. I'm going to go into it.
I was entertained at least.
That's why I said it's a good watch. It's a bad movie. It's a bad, like, you know who's a good watch but bad movie? Fast and Furious. It's a good watch.
No,
but it's a bad movie.
Because I was thinking about this earlier. Because I was like, there's 2 types of movies. There's narrative, like story movies, and then there's experience movies. Mm-hmm. There's movies that are good because the experience of watching them is good, and then there's like story focused. This was a good story.
I think my overview standpoint of the film, I feel like I was entertained, yes, but I feel like it was a bad movie, bro, because I feel like the story was trash.
You know what I'm realizing? I think that it's a commentary on how the movie itself, the first movie, was perceived.
That's not true.
I feel like in the sense of like we're the audience, just the same way he has fans in the courtroom, or at least it's said. I wasn't sure if he had fans or if that was just laughter that we're hearing through Arthur's lens.
No, he had fans.
Did he?
Yeah, he had fans in the courtroom. You see all them people in clown masks that was in there?
But I was saying I don't know if that was his mind acted up or something. But still, because we know from the first movie there were moments where we thought were real that did not turn out to be real. The whole thing with Sophie, where we thought that was real, that wasn't anything special, and then it's the big twist that she wasn't there.
I had another. This is like a wild theory, but because like the little thing, the cartoon, is that the movie that they were referencing in the? Okay,
is it?
That was the movie that they was referencing where they was like, they made a movie about you.
A TV movie.
Yeah.
That's what I was like.
They kept saying TV movie.
Yeah, that's what it is. It was.
Is that
that was back then. That's what they called it. TV movies. So it was like.
No, but that's what I said. This may be like way off, but I was like, what if the first movie was the TV movie they were referencing, like all the stuff we were seeing? Because like you saw how like
the first movie, the cartoon animation in the beginning of the movie was the movie that they were talking about.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I was like.
Yeah, that's what they was talking about. Overall, like I said, I think the movie is a entertaining movie, but I feel like the story is just hot garbage. You kept this man, you limit him to do nothing for the important. Hold on, before the important of the. He's so important now, and I feel like we could have saw more. You limit him from being Joker. You know what I'm saying? And like kind of stayed with Arthur. And we kind of already like, okay, but we want to see Joker. You know what I'm saying? Then this what I really hated right here. Harley and him don't end up being together. At the end, like I said, this spoilers. At the end of the movie, they don't even end up being together. She walks off and he still ends up back in prison.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's a terrible ending.
Yeah.
Terrible ending.
She says something like,
you gave up on the plan.
You gave up on the fantasy.
And it's like,
she's like in her head, she's like, we was never going to make it out for real.
I think she 1000% believed that they probably could.
She probably believed it, but she said like, hey, I wasn't like, I think she had doubts and she was like, you just gave up, so I'm giving up. And I'm thinking there's going to be some type of resolution.
She gave up on him because he gave up on himself. You know what I'm saying?
So I misinterpreted that.
She gave up on being with him because, we were supposed to be in this thing together, and you switched up on who you really are.
And that felt like it was like the beginning of, we're going to move into the third act. I didn't realize that was going to be the end of the movie.
Bro, I don't like, the ending is so bad. Like, it's just so bad. He stays in Gotham. Well, not Gotham.
Arkham.
He stays in Arkham. You don't end up with Harley, which I felt like them two was amazing together.
Oh, they were great.
You don't stay with Harley. Then you create a new Joker, at the end of the movie,
which is like,
dude that stabbed him and he was laughing. You see him carve his face.
I didn't see him carve his face. I heard the slice though.
He carved his face. So now that's the new Joker. What was you doing? Because that made your theory about him not wanting to do a Joker 2 make actual sense.
Yeah. That's what I said. I feel like he sabotaged his own movie. And that's why I say I don't think he wanted to do a second one. He was like, okay, I'll give it to you. But,
and yeah, that's kind of what I
because he still makes his money regardless, I think.
Yeah.
It's just like.
It's just he's not going to get no ticket number sales.
My biggest issue with throughout the movie is that he's not inheriting Joker. That's my biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Joker is not a split personality.
Yeah.
That was never a thing. That's who he was.
And that's what I said. It's lazy, but I think he did it on purpose. I honestly
it's so upsetting because you can tell it's a scene just for the trailer.
We think I agree with you, but there's a possibility. That's a 50-50, so I'm going to hold him accountable on both sides.
But
because we don't know. We don't know.
I'm going to say this because I'm just jumping the gun, but that's what I'm like, because hot take, that's what I'm saying. I honestly,
this is going into our hot take of the film part.
How he ended this, I don't think this should be considered a Joker series.
What do you mean?
Because he never really became.
Yeah,
that's
Joker.
what I'm saying, and that's so. And I'm gonna be honest,
it's not Joker.
Todd, I'm gonna be so real with you, bro. And some of y'all might not like what I'm about to say, but I don't give a fuck. Just because you didn't want to do Joker 2 did not mean you had to sabotage this entire series.
Because I think, no.
You would have had arguably the greatest 2-movie stretch.
No, because you got to think, if he didn't want to do Joker 2, they would have found someone else. Because it's not his character. They would have found someone else to do it. And then it's like, it's his story, his interpretation.
You just sabotaged that whole thing because of a character that you don't even own.
I guess. But it is like, it's like your creation.
It's not your creation.
But it's not his creation entirely, but it's like
your perspective on the character.
His interpretation.
Yeah. That's his interpretation. Like, if you, and it's not, okay, you didn't want to do Joker 2. I understand that.
And
but you sabotage this to prove, that's a very selfish thing. That's a selfish, and you're a director. You know how business is. There's probably a lot of movies you didn't want to do, but you did great on this one. You had 5 years to make it because the first Joker came out in 2019. If it isn't good, if this is not a sabotage, bro.
Yeah. We're assuming it's a sabotage.
If it's not, though, I'm saying if it's not, this is very bad for you. This is very bad for you, bro, because that is one of the most horrible endings I've ever seen in my life.
I thought it was going to be like one of them twist fake out endings, too. Until the lights came on in the theater.
Harley and him together because he don't want to be Joker. Where did that come from? That is the complete opposite of the movie.
That's why I said that's a hot take. I don't think this should be considered a Joker, because it's like
that's bad. That's not good. That's not good. And this is so heartbreaking for the consumer. I'm a consumer, and I loved the first Joker. I was on wax and said
I've seen that thing
the
3
Joker
times.
is the first movie. The Joker, I said, is one of the greatest movies ever. I said that, and I will stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Because you made this film the way you did, that is now altering how I feel about the first movie, knowing how this follows up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you sabotaging this movie, just sabotage your whole thing, bro. You feel me? Because in the first movie, the man becomes Joker. We love it.
Yeah.
That's life. That's life. We was all cool. Yeah. The next movie, you don't even want to be Joker no more. We didn't already got to this point. We with the street thugs at this point.
This is Clown Prince of Crime again. We want to see Clown Prince of Crime on screen do his stuff.
It's just like, and I'm not even saying he had to be out there doing a whole bunch of wild shit. But it's like, at least let him inherit who he is. You could have made a film where he inherited who he is while still trying to cope with being Arthur through Harley. You know what I'm saying? They could have been wreaking havoc. You could have did so much. Like we saying, if you didn't sabotage it, and this is a problem that if you did not sabotage this, and we think you sabotaged it, that means this movie was very bad. Very bad. You could have did so much. It's a sad thing to see, man. The
only reason I think he did sabotage is because he announced that he was done with the DC.
Oh, so you think that maybe
he did
maybe he had a different ending in mind, and then it was just he's had bad things with Warner Bros. And DC.
Yeah, I don't
That
know,
could
but
be it.
that's what I said, because there's no way, like y'all, like we said, like y'all said, this is so far off from what Joker is that there's no way that you did this on
There's
purpose.
no way you did this on purpose.
So like what?
Like, or that you did this thinking this would be good. At least.
To wrap it all up, we kind of all got the same based idea of the film. Do I feel like y'all should still go see the film? Like I said, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
It's it's an entertaining watch, but it's a bad movie. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna rank them 1 out of 10. We're gonna be very critical. Okay, very critical. We're gonna average it up, and then each episode that we do, we're gonna combine it. Not combine it, but we're gonna compare it. You know what I'm saying?
Compare
See
it
which
to the
one is the highest or
previous.
whatever the case is, and yada yada yada. So 1 out of 10, what do you give the film?
And like I said, I'm gonna be, because y'all know I'm very biased when it, because
Nah, don't be biased. Be real.
but that's what I'm saying, because that's as a filmmaker, and because I tell y'all this every time, as a filmmaker, cinematographer, editor, if I see good stuff like that, that'll overtake story. It'll become an experience. Movie.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. That's what
okay,
I'm
but
saying.
go ahead,
So
go ahead.
I'm going to give the movie. I want to say 7, but I'm going to say 6.5.
I'm in the same place.
6
No,
and a
I'm
half?
giving it a straight 6.
I'm gonna give it a 7.3.
Mm.
I would give it a 7.3. I feel like visually,
Yeah.
music,
Great
cast was good.
but at the same time, I'm like,
And that's
that
it feels
story is
unfinished.
just-
Because that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So that's what I was like. It was a good experience, but the story's like,
The
story
story was
feels
bad, and
unfinished.
you can't make a film with no story,
Yeah.
bro. That's the problem. The story is like the skeleton.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Everything else is just add-ons.
I'm like,
But that's just me. I say 7.3. You say 6.5. Final
I'll give it a 7.
7.
6.
6. Damn. Going from there, knowing to what Joker was, the first one,
Yeah.
that's just diabolical work. Todd Phillips, I'm going to be honest, bro. You sabotaging this film just sabotaged your career. You think somebody's going to hire you to do another movie after you just did that? 35% and going down?
Yeah.
Because you want to keep Joker to yourself and you don't even own them. You ain't even own them. That's crazy work. That's crazy. You would never do another superhero film ever. You talk about he done with DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
we
We don't want you
that's
back.
true. But that's what I said. I feel like he did it because he was done. He didn't want to.
But for you to sabotage that for your own personal like
Exactly.
thing
Even
is
if-
kind of like
Even
crazy
if you
to
didn't
me.
want
like,
to do it, because I'm a person who, I saw that first movie and I was a person who was like, this does not need a sequel. But if you gonna make a sequel, just make it good. You the one in charge of
and
it.
then that's why I feel like that's why he sabotaged it, because he did not want to.
I
do
get
a
you don't-
But my thing is,
But you could've made
that's
a
not
good-
up to you.
You
and
could've-
you know that.
But even then, there's ways
That ain't up to you.
There's still ways to make this a sequel that ends at the end, to not do a third and make it good. There were still ways to just be like,
Bro,
okay.
this is business, bro. Even we know that, and we not even in the industry already. You feel me? Like, we know if you make a movie that's $1 billion movie,
And it's not your IP.
8 times out of 10, they're gonna ask you to come back and do another one because it's $1 billion movie. Todd, you knew they were gonna ask you to do another one. You just didn't want to do another one, but you knew they would. Come on, bro, Joker. And then you know how many stories you can tell. You can add a Harley. You can add other people. You can add this. You can add that. And it's like you knew that. And this is all speculation if he did sabotage. You knew that and you sabotaged that film. To me, that's just crazy to me. But that's the end of our episode, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. First episode down in the books. Next episode, we don't know which one it's going to be yet. But we ready for it. I'm excited for it. I believe. Nah, I ain't going to say it because I don't want people to be like, where is it at? I was going to say Carnage.
You mean Venom?
I mean, damn. All right. Venom. My bad. Venom. What is
Last
it?
Dance.
The Last Dance. I hope they don't sabotage this mug.
Yeah, that's also Tom
I hope
Hardy's
they-
last one, so we'll
I
see.
hope they don't sabotage this joint, man. But like, comment, share, subscribe on the video, man. Thank y'all for everybody that be sharing, that be showing love to us. You know, the channel is growing. As y'all see, we trying to venture out in different little things, you know. So y'all see the expansion going on. You know what I'm saying? Rock with us to the end. Catch y'all next time.
That's life.
Why do you fuck it up every goddamn time?
I gave it a beat. I gave it a beat.
Life.